What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Double Play. My name is MC,
My name is Dax.
and today we're gonna do our first video of the MLB baseball. Today we're gonna cover all the free agents and our predictions for them. So
This is a busy offseason for a lot of teams, a lot on the market. Um, First of all, this is awesome that we're finally doing an episode on the MLB. I feel like a lot of us, well, if you can look around our room, you can tell a lot of you would know us for talking about baseball a lot, So it's weird that we've talked about basketball and football and then not baseball. And so finally we are here. And yeah, it is the offseason. So why don't we break down some of the top free agents, what we think, where they're gonna go, team fits, maybe some contract estimates, Let's get into it.
all right,
You gonna start?
yeah. Let's start with the big fish. Let's start with arguably probably the biggest player in this free agency. Let's get Kyle Tucker off the board. All right.
Damn, you're starting off like that.
Let's get him out of the way, all right? Let's get the big dog out of the way. I think this will be the biggest contract this free agency, and he's probably the best player that's available right now. I'm gonna go. My prediction is he's headed out west. He's going to LA, or else defending champs. They got the liquidity. They made a lot of money in this World Series run. They release the Kershaw contract. They released the Chris Taylor contract. They got some money to play with. And if they got to improve anywhere, it's the outfield, right? Why not go out and spend the big bread on the big fish? So that's what I'm going with.
Yeah, I'm actually starting off with you. I just think like, bro, this is a team. They're like the Chiefs of baseball. They allowed a lot of free space with Kershaw, as you mentioned, Chris Taylor, and so on. They have a lot of bread that they can throw, and if they're gonna throw at anybody, it's what they need and what they lacked in this World Series run, which is an outfielder. So I'm gonna stop talking because I feel like you said enough about Kyle Tucker, and I'll go into the next guy.
Go for it.
Um, let's go with Bo, right? We're talking about the World Series, right? We talked about Dodgers. Let's just go on the other side of town. We'll go Bichette. Um, Look, I think he resigns. I think, look, this shortstop market, it's very slim, very tight. Not many on the market. I think this is, if you don't resign him, it's near impossible to fill that hole again. To fill up that shortstop position.
Well, you can say they already have. I think Andres Jimenez is the future shortstop for the Blue Jays, regardless if Bichette stays or not. I ain't they found their shortstop.
Fair, but I could see him moving at second because he looks good there, and I don't see him moving there for the future. I just think they find the Blue Jays. Obviously, you got to consider the market with the shortstops. Obviously, yeah, Jimenez has been great. You don't re-sign him. You just went to the World Series, and you got to get some other guys, right? You just made the World Series. You got to make a push here. I think the push starts with the foundation of your organization. I think you got to keep Bichette and Vlad the core of that organization. And they were the future, and they're the present now. I think they should keep it that way. And it would suck for Toronto fans because I know they love Bo. For them to not re-sign him, So I don't know. Are the Blue Jays going to reset? Are they staying with this all-in mentality? I think that starts with Bo. That should be their main priority this offseason, right? So yeah, give me Bo resigning.
I guess we're going back to back on two picks. I think he stays in Toronto, 100%. I mean, it gets tricky because I think this season proved that he's not a shortstop moving forward. He had one of the worst defensive. He was one of the worst defensive shortstops this season at the position. But at the end of the day, that guy slugs. He hits the ball. He had 311, 357 with a 483, and he had 18 bombs, and he showed up when it mattered in the World Series. I mean, the guy's he's a premium bat. The problem is another team going to pay second? Is he going to take another team? Is he going to play second base on another team? And remember, second base money is not shortstop money. So I don't think another team's going to give him what he wants. The only team that will give him what he wants is coming back home to Toronto. Toronto's going to want to keep him there. So I see him staying in Toronto, staying at second base.
Yeah.
And like you said, bro, Toronto's got to keep him. He's the core. He's the anchor of that franchise.
There should be mutual interest. Dude, even that being said, a home run. Like, he's there for the moments when they need him. Even though he didn't play the entire playoffs, he still showed up and balled.
Yeah. So, all right. So then let's go to the next one. I want to touch on this guy because it's building off of the whole Blue Jays topic. I think the Blue Jays just made the World Series, lost in a heartbreaking fashion. If you think Ross Atkins and the Blue Jays are just going to back down, I think you're totally wrong. I think they're going full throttle. I think they're going to not just get Bo, but they're going to get one other guy, maybe another. And I think they land Kyle Schwarber. It's a bold one. A bold pick. I think Kyle Schwarber ends up in the 6. He's 33 years old, maybe on a 3 to 5 year, probably like a 5-year deal. He's going to chase a bag. He had one of the best walk years we've seen in a while. I mean, 56 home runs and played all 162 games.
That's MVP candidate.
MVP candidate, second, I believe. And it's exactly what the Blue Jays need, a big bat to be and support Vlad in the middle of the order. I think this is a splash for the Blue Jays if they get him. I think it'll be huge. And I just don't think the Blue Jays are going to outbid on Tucker. You know, I think the Dodgers are going to end up taking Kyle Tucker. They're going to get outbid. So they're going to have to result on getting another lefty bat. It'll be Kyle Schwarber. That's my pick.
Wow. So you got this, he got high expectations for his front office. And that's great, you know. They should be, especially after what they just accomplished. I'm gonna stick with a similar answer as last time. I think he resigns. I think he's kind of like the heart of the Phillies clubhouse. You know, he's become this favorite. Like, he's become like, man, he's just what has been stitching that organization recently. Not even Harper. We don't have to talk about his postseason performances. He's elite at that. I could see something around 2 years, 22 mil.
No. For Schwarber's going to get paid. There's 66 mil.
Sorry, yeah. But that's what I meant. Sorry. 2 years, 44 mil. That's what I meant. I can see that. Yeah. I can see like a 2-year, 44 mil deal. Re-signing. Dude, even like watching his post conference after the season ended, where he's like choking up about me, like maybe leaving. Just that alone was like, bro, that's not right. I think there's some mutual interest there as well. I think the Phillies culture, like, arguably has like the strongest identity of baseball. You can argue that. So I'm gonna, and it starts with Kyle Schwarber, sorry. So yeah, I think he resigns.
I do gotta bounce off what you said. I'm thinking 4 years, 120, 130. This guy just had one of the best walk years in baseball. He's not settling for 2 years.
He's too old though, bro.
No, what is he? 33 years old, up until 38 years old. That's what he's looking for. He's earned it. He's not gonna settle for a 2-year contract. He wants to get paid. But whatever. I like your pick. I think staying in Philadelphia is
33.
Yeah. And he just had one of a crazy walk here. Like 56 bombs, MVP candidate, like you said.
Shit.
He's not gonna settle for 2. He's gonna go out. He wants a 4-year deal at the bare minimum. I would say even 5.
I said 366 mil.
Right.
Oh yeah. No, I'm not gonna lie. I thought he was a lot older too. So I took that as a factor. So then I guess we'll see. Schwarber. Let's go with So I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go with because I thought you were gonna mention Scherzer when you said I'm gonna keep the whole Toronto thing going. Now they threw me a curveball with going with Kyle Schwarber. I was like, whoa. If you want to start with Scherzer, I'll keep that Toronto thing going the way I thought you would. Okay. Max Scherzer, Hall of Fame pitcher, one of my favorite pitchers of all time. Look, see Max Scherzer 10 years ago? No, he's not. I think every team knows what they're getting right now with his value. And I think he's kind of like the perfect mentor for a young staff.
What young staff?
I'll get to that. I think I've seen him too in dugouts, talking to the pitchers like nonstop. Like he does that a lot. So I'm gonna go with the D-backs. Wow. I can see Scherzer going to the D-backs. He has October experiences, which I think matters for that team. And yeah, I think that's a D-backs move, like a 1 year. I don't know how much they'll get paid, but a 1 year deal with the D-backs. So some mentorship there. And yeah, truly one of my favorite pitchers of all time. And it was awesome seeing him pitch, especially in Game 7. That was fire. Yeah.
Mad Max Scherzer. I like what you said. I think he's going to go somewhere to be a mentor type person in the locker room guy. Bring that experience that he has and kind of start a culture somewhere.
Yeah.
And I think he's going to help a personal friend of his who's a new coach in the big leagues in Tony Vitello, and he's going to go out to San Francisco. People don't know that, but yes, he is a personal friend of Tony Vitello. I think Tony Vitello might give him a call. Hey, come help me breed these guys. Let's show them that I'm the real deal. You know what I mean? I think Tony Vitello's he can use that as a way to help him build his credibility and have Scherzer guide those pitchers in San Fran and instill belief in Vitello.
And that is a part of San Fran's DNA. They really prioritize that pitching, like on their staff, and I could see them like leaning towards a vet like that. But I do know they have Verlander.
Well, Verlander's a free agent also. I don't think Verlander was bad. Okay, but that's what I think, and I think the Giants can use that veteran presence. Kind of lack that a little bit, and he still got it. I mean, like Dax said, Game 7 of the World Series, he still got it this year. I mean, is he vintage Cy Young, Max Scherzer? No, but he's still a pitcher. He's still.
I think Verlander was a better presence.
I don't think Verlander's a guy that is willing to sit down and have a conversation with these young guys, and is a guy that's willing to, teach a lot of these guys coming up. Scherzer, we see him in the dugout having conversations with everybody. Verlander seems more closed off. Scherzer's kind of the opposite from what it seems on the outside. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think the Giants can use that. Vitello can use that. I think it's a perfect fit for both parties.
We've seen him in the dugout a lot, communicating with pitchers. That's part of the reason why we love him.
Yeah.
And definitely that's needed for an organization that has young arms. That mentorship.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll let you go.
All right. Let's go to a big fish that's still available. Let's go with Pete. Pistol Pete, the polar bear. 31 years old. Man, it's hard. It's hard for me to see Uncle Steve Cohen just letting him walk away, man. I think he stays in Queens. I think it would be a tough blow for the Mets if they just let him walk, considering they just signed Soto. I don't think they're just going to give it all up. I think he's the Mets' career home run leader. I don't think you just walk away from that. He went back to the Mets last year when he had the free agency also. So I don't know. I think they have a good relationship. He's a fan favorite. I think he stays in Queens.
That's a good prediction there. It wouldn't make sense, right? Like he's kind of been the face of the Mets for a while now. Yeah. Homegrown. He bleeds those colors. I think he changed colors. I think for the first time we're not gonna see him in the orange and the blue. But we are gonna see him in blue.
No. What?
No, not that. Oh, maybe a similar shade of blue that you're wearing. I'm gonna go with the Chicago Cubs.
Love it.
I think they need a right-handed middle order power right now. Need it. I think really figures that pull home run profile. And I think the Cubs are gonna act like big spenders again.
I would love to see that.
Yeah, I think this is gonna be a big one for the Cubs, especially with how the season went. Again, kind of like that after that post Bryant Rizzo era, I haven't really seen them make that big let's fucking win.
Yeah.
I think this could be the move.
Cubs, though. I like it. I wanted to bounce back because I want to go into another player. But I think, well, I don't know. All right, it's your turn to go, right? I think I picked Pete. Yeah.
Pick Pete.
All right, you go. Let's
yeah.
be fair.
Pete, man. Why won't we go? A lot of arms. So I'm gonna choose an arm. Okay, I'm gonna choose an arm, and I'm gonna go with let's go Dylan Cease.
I'm curious.
Dylan Cease, man. We talk about his facial transitions. Talking about mustache. We got beard. We got weird shit going on. Weird shit. That might be that Cali shit, but whatever. I think he goes away from the West. Leans into the East.
Me too. What are you thinking?
I was thinking the AL East.
Me too.
And then he goes to Baltimore.
Not me too.
Okay, we'll get to that. I think he goes to the Baltimore Orioles. He's a high strikeout pitcher, right? That's kind of what his profile is. I think the Orioles are gonna need that. I just think it also fits their young window perfectly. I think it aligns with what the Orioles have gone to in the past, and look, they're a young team. They're gonna need arms this year. You gotta assume that they're gonna shop an arm, after the season they had this year. So, look, I could see. I hate saying this, AL East and stuff, but similar, what's going on in Baltimore, similar to a 2015 Astros, with a rising core that's sneaky dangerous. That might just need a couple pickups to maybe blow it up and to maybe get a spark in there. But anyways, that's just a bold prediction. I'm not saying they're gonna win a bunch of jerseys, but I can see that young core developing into something dangerous and sneaky. But yeah, they got a shot for an arm. I think Dylan Cease matches their profile perfectly. Yeah. I mean, this was one of the tougher ones for me because I wouldn't consider him the prestige arm in this free agency. This was the Dylan Cease where he was second Cy Young, fourth in Cy Young. This would be a great market for him. He might be the guy in that if we were in that arena. But last year wasn't the best year. He's kind of been trending in the wrong direction. But he's still a good pitcher. And I have him going to AL East, and I have him going to the Boston Red Sox. I think Crochet showed that he's a dog. But I think the Red Sox need one more. They need a little more support. One more guy. I need one more guy to feel confident
in their starting rotation. At least one more guy. And they need a starting pitcher to get over that hump that they're at. You know what I mean? Like they lost to us in a terrible game 3 of a wild card game, the Yankees. Yeah. Their bats were there, and Roman Anthony wasn't even healthy for that game. So considering him, I have high hopes for the Sox. I think they're going to be good. They need to get an arm. And Cease just seems like a cheaper gamble that could pay off for them.
Yeah.
He seems like it's a Red Sox move. Red Sox tend to do those type of moves, like a Chapman. You get him cheap and a gamble and it pays off. Crochet, I think when they got him, I don't think they expected what happened this past season. Crochet just exceeded every expectation. And I don't know. I think this is one guy that they can get at a cheap price than what he once was, and it might pay off. But I can see the Orioles too. I think the Orioles got to make a move.
Yeah.
All right. Let's go. Let's stay in the AL East. Let's go with Cody Bellinger. Okay. This is a big one. I mean, it seems like a lot of people, especially the big spenders like the Dodgers or Yankees, if they can't get Tucker, they might resort to him. It seems like that might be the option for him. But not for this team. I think the New York Yankees are going to prioritize Cody Bellinger over anything. I think he was everything they wanted when they got him this past offseason. I think he's a fan favorite. Everybody loved him. He fits exactly in the direction that the Yankees are trying to go now. More contact, more high average, that style of play. He can play first. He can play center, left, right. I think it's a better fit than Kyle Tucker for the Yankees, in my opinion. And I think Cody loved his time in New York. I do. His dad was a Yankee. He knows what it means to wear the pinstripes. And the Yankees, they need to spend money right now. They're in a desperate situation where it's win now. I mean, Judge and Cole are getting into their mid-30s, or they're already there, and you got to win now. And I think the priority for New York is re-signing Belly.
A lot of us know as Yankee fans, and something that I've been talking about you for years is we kind of have this like pure power culture going on in New York, right? Shaking that power hitter. We keep shaking power hitters and power hitters and power hitters and power hitters. I think Cody Bellinger is the perfect shift out of that into the more the athletic, versatile profile. So I'm with you. You see what I'm saying though? I think he is a power hitter, right? But that's not what he's known for. He's a very athletic person. He's a very high defensive profile. Like, he fits what the Yankees need, as you mentioned. And I think it starts with him, like that shifting culture of like that the pure power hitters. I hope they learn from this year. I do think that he is a fan favorite. I do think that he's rooted with his blood in pinstripes. And I don't think this is a 1-year thing. It doesn't feel like a 1-year thing. At least I hope not, because as a Yankee fan, I loved his time here. And I would love to see more time. So, again, with MC in this one, Belly, special place in our hearts, with only 1 year with us. Where are we going now? Let's make it weird. I want to make it weird. Let's go international.
International?
Yeah. Okay, we got some new guys in the market. I say we start off from Murakami. All right. My brother and I went to the World Baseball Classic a couple of years ago. We saw this kid. We said, holy shit.
Oh, yeah.
We were like, dude, where's his neck? This guy's... And he was hitting tanks, and we were impressed. We were impressed. We were impressed by Sasaki as well before he hit the market. So there's a new Japanese chase in the market. I think that leads to him signing a massive deal. I say massive, I mean like a long time. With the Mariners. Look, Ichiro. We grew up with him. We love Ichiro. That Mariners Japanese global identity, I think they want to maintain that. And I also think that with how far the Mariners went, want to win away from making the World Series, I think they're desperate for medal or power. Why not start with a Japanese player? So I remember when Otani was in the market, it was a lot about Seattle, maybe Seattle. No, I think this is where this is what
they get their redemption. Where they get their Japanese redemption. They land their guy.
Yeah, not just redemption, but also like their front office is not that odd.
No.
I don't think they were going to cut a check for a time like that. But they can cut a check for this guy. So I think Murakami to the Mariners matches their identity, matches what they need.
Yeah. So it's funny because when I was thinking about him, I mean, early on, before the season even ended, I was like, he might be a Yankee. Because the Yankees have been wanting to land a Japanese guy, I feel like, ever since Tanaka left, but they haven't really found that guy. But that whole, we're talking about Cody Bellinger, that they're looking for more contact guys. He's a high strikeout guy. So I think they're going to move past him. I thought about Seattle.
Wait, who is?
Murakami.
No, I'm saying who. I'm saying who's a strikeout guy?
Murakami. High strikeout guy. So I think the Yankees are going to pivot away from him.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Okay.
So I also thought Seattle originally. By the time we're making this video, Josh Naylor has already signed to the Mariners. So that would mean that Seattle is trusting in him playing third. And I think a lot of teams aren't sold on that yet. I think that they're very skeptical of his glove. I don't think it's 100% that he can play third base. I don't think so. So I don't think the Mariners are going to cut the check gambling on him playing third, even though it may happen. But I'm going to go out west again, and I think he signs with San Fran. I think San Fran is in need of one more big bat, man. San Fran they went on and signed Matt Chapman a couple years ago. He's good, but I don't think he was the bat that was missing. They got Willie Adames, a great player, wasn't the big instant impact. These are all great pieces that are going to be a part of a good lineup. They went on and got Devers, another great addition to that lineup. I think this guy is the stone in the lineup now that will take him to another level. I mean, he's a 2-time MVP in Japan, 30-plus bombs in 5 of his last 7 full seasons where he plays the whole season. This guy can hit. I think there's no hiding the ball on that. And I think the Giants are in a situation that they got to go out. They already got a bunch of guys on payroll. They're not selling, so they might as well go all in, So I think he's going to stay out west. A lot of these Japanese guys tend to stay out west. And I think he lands in San Fran. That's where I'm leaning.
Yeah.
But
I'll say what? I'm not going to... I think it's your turn. I'm not going to say much, but it's another high strikeout team, kind of like the Yankees. I think they're going to try to pivot away from that. I'll lean into that later.
Who?
What?
Who? Is one of the Giants?
Yeah. High strikeout team. I'm going to pair with Matt similar to the Yankees. Possibly. So that's why I want the Mariners, but I get the whole Josh Naylor thing, but I'm gonna run that back. We'll go.
All right. Let's get another big guy off the market. I think the last, top tier guy off the list. Let's go with Bregman. All right. I just don't see a way that Boston lets him walk after this year that they just had with him. I mean, he was everything they needed. He was everything they wanted. He was that veteran presence around that young core that I mean, dude, they were great. Red Sox, they started off really bad. Once they got rid of Devers and they rode with Bregman at third, it was just uphill from there for them. I'm I'm a big Bregman fan. As a Yankee fan, I watched him beat us with Houston multiple times. And then with the Red Sox, I mean, it was just like he was always against us, and it was a guy that I wish was always on our side. But it's like, man, it's really hard for me to see Boston, who's also in a win now mode. You know, it's not they're not desperate, but they have the team to win it right now if they wanted to. If they want to go all in right now. And I think he's a guy you do it with. I think they go out and they make him a priority this offseason. So I'd be shocked if Boston let him walk. So I think they're gonna keep him around.
Yeah, that wasn't a rental. It wasn't a rental. And there also aren't many real alternatives out there either for them. So, like, I could see.
I mean, they do. Well, Marcelo Mayer is a backup plan, which is why I question shifting. But if you're sticking that route, yes, you know.
True. But look, I think the Red Sox had like a massive identity crisis after that World Series run in 2018, I believe. Yeah, after they sold Mookie, you know, I think they had a true identity crisis. I think they were supposed to rebuild this year. Like playoffs. They made the playoffs, and I think it was a big part was because of Alex Murphy. I mean, the man led his team in every category. I don't think it's a rental, guys. I think this is something that they wanted, they have, and they got to get again. So I'm with that. Really like that one. That was for me the easiest one in there. If he leaves, wow, it's a shock.
The thing is, though, like, ever since Theo Epstein, I don't know, lately, Boston's ownership, ever since they sold the team, has been
Skeptical.
yeah, it's not like big balls like they used to be where they would go out and cut the check and get the big dogs. And I don't know. They don't go out to the big guys anymore. But I think Bregman's doable. I do think Bregman's doable. Would I be shocked if he leaves? Yes, but this ownership has me questioning sometimes, you know, like, are they gonna pay these guys? So yeah. But whatever. You go. What's next? Where we going?
I'm gonna make a U-turn. I'm gonna touch back on that San Fran point because I agree. I think they needed that. Another guy that's gonna strike out a lot. Who doesn't strike out a lot?
You talking about La Regadera?
That guy. I can see Luis Arraez going to San Francisco. I think this is like the exact high contact, high on base percentage hitter that they lack, bro. You look at that lineup and it's like not a lot of those guys are getting on consistently. He's a guy that gets on consistently. He's already in the West Coast. You know, and I think that changes their offensive profile, and they've done a lot of changes already. You know, with the new manager, you know, they're bringing back a lot of past players into their organization. So yeah, I think this is gonna change their offensive profile. I think batting 320 now is very valuable. Where in the 90s it was like, yeah, people do that. You know,
No, I think that whole contact high average is gonna come back, especially after this Blue Jays run.
right?
It's sexy again. I think.
Yeah,
It's what's in now. It's gonna come back.
Yeah, and so I think San Fran is in need of that. Actually, Arraez going there for sure.
That'd be really cool. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. Just matches what they need. I think. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think that would be awesome. I just didn't see them pivoting away from like Fitzgerald yet. Even though, yeah, like I think
No, but they would probably put him on first.
Lewis.
No,
Okay. Yeah, I guess you could play with him. Yeah, that's true. No,
I'll try.
no, I like it. I like the move. I'm just
I know Devers is at first.
Devers is at first. I guess I mean no. The thing is, Arraez is a guy that you can move him from second to first. You know, and when you want to DH Devers, it's a whole. I like it, but
Yeah, you could change the roster depending on the day for sure.
yeah, I have him going to Texas Rangers. I think after they got rid of Semien and got Nimmo, I think they can use him, and I think the Rangers are in he's not gonna, I don't think he's gonna be an expensive contract. I could be wrong. I don't think Arráez is gonna be a big, I think he'll be in the 20s, million a year around there, 20 million or around there. I could be wrong, but that's my guess. 3 batting titles, led the NL on hits again. This guy, I mean, he's one of my favorite players in the league, without a doubt.
Yeah.
He's just so fun to watch. Like, the guy does not strike out. When he was in Miami,
About to say it.
when he was in Miami, and
We had season tickets to the Miami games, and not to bash the Marlins. I'm not here to do that. But I believe it was the funnest time we've had at the park.
100%
Watching him play.
just, you knew every time we showed up, we knew no matter what, we're going to see him on first base twice, and he's going to smack the coach in the chest hard as hell. We knew that. Every single time. Bro, we knew we were seeing that at least twice a game.
Absolutely.
And it was great. I hope he goes to a team of the Giants, because I want to see them take down the Dodgers. I think everybody hates the Dodgers at this point.
No, and I want him to have success, bro. He's a beast. And that style of hitting is not valued as it should be.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good.
No, yeah. I seen one at Texas after the Semien injury. I think it's a good opening for him there. But all right, let's go. Where do we go now? Let's go. You want to go Framber?
Let's do Framber.
All right. So Framber's a tough one because I don't see him going back to Houston. I think that scuffle that happened with the cross up it's gonna lead to a divorce. I don't see them making that up. I think they're done.
That was weird.
And I think it's gonna cost them a couple $1 million this offseason as well. I mean, theoretically, there's a guy that's one of the best pitchers in the game. I mean, eats innings every season. He's a winning machine. I mean, he's awesome. He's a great pitcher. It's insane. But that just has to sting. I mean, no one's even talking about it like that anymore. I don't even think the big teams are thinking about going after him. The Yankees and Dodgers would be in the combo usually right now, or the Mets. Well, they are. The Mets are. But I have him going somewhere else. I'm going to the NL East. I'm going to the Atlanta Braves. I think the Atlanta Braves are in a spot that they got to spend money. You got Acuna right now in your prime. You got Austin Riley, at a good age. You got Matt Olson. You got a lot of guys. And last year was a disappointment. You got to keep going. You got to cut a check. I think they got to go out and get a DH now that Ozuna, I believe, is gone. You got to get, I think another pitcher is going to be big for them. I think he's a guy that you can pair with Strider and have them together for the next 5 years, 4 or 5 years. And the Braves, you partner up that lefty combo of him and Sale also for next year. That 1-2-3 would be dangerous. And I don't know. I think Framber's price dropped because of that crossover they had and the whole drama. But I don't know. I think the Braves is a team that has tend to take risk on guys like Sale. They take risks. And I think this is it's a good spot for them. I mean, it could pay off for sure.
Yeah. Look, you mentioned a great word. Which one?
Stain. I did leave a stain on him.
Yeah.
So I have him going where stains go. Oh, God. Let's go to Queens.
Oh, God. Cohen is just like,
oh, my God.
He loves this idea. I already see him in his office. Like, he loves this idea. I know he does. He's excited. That staff. Not good. Needs help. Needs a durable left-handed ace. Mahit Senga.
True.
Yeah. I'm going to go where Stades go.
I like it.
He also loves short legs, Cohen. Like, with the high AAV deals, like, that's just Cohen's bread and butter to me. I see Guy Framber and he's like, dude, let's go. But like, Framber's also a Mets guy. I don't know. Like, his good days were great, and now is it still there? I don't know. Now we'll find out in Queens. I like that. That's where I'm going.
Yeah. I see it. I like that one.
All right, so I'm gonna start. I'm gonna continue pitchers. And I'm gonna go with our guy, the King, Michael King. Man, we got Juan Soto for Michael King, but do we yearn for him because we love him, and he was an inning eater on the Padres. Love the King, man. Love the King. It's heartbreaking to say this. Ah, you said it yourself, bro. The Red Sox are in need of a pitcher. I don't think it's Cease. I think it's Michael King. Very Paxton, very aligned with that Yankees. He's a striped sock. I see that happening. A striped sock. And yeah, that's what I have to call him. I like that. Striped socks, Yeah, he has that multi-inning value, that swing and miss kind of thing. And you're right, they were just there in the playoffs. The staff not fully there. They have the Cy Young and Crochet. Man, you add Michael King into that, and it's looking like a scary squad, and a young one as well. I think that's a great piece for them. I think this is one of the most undervalued arms in the market. And I think he is a gem. I'm gonna go King. And it's funny, dude. It's funny that we did a flip here. Cause you went, yeah. So you went Cease. Or got it. To Boston. No, I had Cease going to Boston. Yeah. You had Cease going to Baltimore.
Yeah.
You have King going to Boston. I have King going to Baltimore. This is my thing with Michael King. Out of the pen, one of my favorite arms Yankees ever had. Ever. In the last 10 years, at least. I loved him. And then when he was our ace, he was still nails. I was still him. This is the thing, though. He has not pitched an entire season as a starting pitcher without getting hurt. True. So, I don't think he's undervalued. I think the value is good. But the thing is he going to stay healthy for a whole year? He's a true reliever. He made his bread and butter in the big leagues as a reliever. Now he's a starter. He's great, but he needs to stay healthy. So I think that's a lot of big teams' concerns. The Orioles are a team that have been scared to spend the big money. They have not done it at all. I think they're going to miss out on the bigger arms. And they're going to land the Michael King. That's how I see it. A lot of the big teams are not going to value Michael King for what he's asking for. I don't think they're going to give him that because of the injuries. And I think the Orioles will settle for him. I don't think they're going to land the big guy, and they'll settle for this guy. Because they need an arm at the end of the day. You got Ali, you have Gunner. You have a team right now that you can do something, and you got to make a move. And this might be a move the Orioles make. That's where I'm at with that. Let's go back to the international market. Let's go with the Japanese. Tatsuya Imai. Right-handed pitcher. He's 28 years old. This guy is there's a lot of high praise going around about him. I'm buying it. And I'm buying it because a lot of Japanese pitchers have had success in the bigs. You go back to Tanaka. You can even go back even farther. Daisuke Matsuzaka. A lot of Japanese pitchers who come to the big leagues have success. Look at today. I mean, you got Yoshino Yamamoto, Shota Imanaga, Kodai Senga, Shohei, who doesn't even count. But all these Japanese pitchers tend to have success in the bigs. Most of them. This guy's 5'10", 176 pounds. Smaller build like Yamamoto. He had a 1.92 ERA with only 6 home runs allowed in 163 innings. So he limits the long ball. And the guy does not allow runs. So he's mid to high 90s. He runs up to 99 miles an hour. And he has a great slider.
changeup splitter to go with it. And this season, at the end of the year, he started incorporating a sinker, which he's already getting ready for the bigs for MLB. Because everybody knows you need a sinker nowadays. Most people to survive in the MLB. I got him going to San Fran. I think San Fran they're going all in. They got Vitello. I think they're gonna get a big bat. My prediction was Murakami. I think they double up on the Japanese free agents, and I think they go with this guy. And a big part of me says this because of what he said recently. He doesn't want to join Yamamoto. He doesn't want to join Shohei or Roki. He wants to take them down.
Yeah.
We're better than a divisional rival. We're better than the Giants. They're building that team to beat the Dodgers. Stays out west. The Japanese tend to stay out west. I think this guy's going to be phenomenal. And I think he goes to the Giants.
And I'm not disagreeing. He wants to take out Dodgers. So that limits the market. Why not go to a team that favors ground ball command guys? Imagine Webb and him, like that makes sense. Eb Jung-Hoo Lee already. I think this is a perfect match. Especially for what he wants, especially for what the Giants are looking for. I don't want to kill time. Now I'm with it and everything you said.
No, yeah. And I think he's going to be fire. But we'll see. All right. Let's go. What do we have left? We have a couple left.
Let's go with JT Realmuto.
All right, JT.
Okay. Catchers.
Quite the position. He's been one of the best catchers. But is he re-signing with Philadelphia? You're asking me?
No, you're going to Texas.
Wow. Texas Rangers.
I see that.
Wow. Yeah, that's really short. I am fragile rotation.
Young rotation.
Kumar, Leiter. Yeah, DeGrom.
Is he going to be healthy again? Hope so. He was great. A move like that stabilizes your rotation. It does.
Oh, yeah.
And so I think they're going to also value veteran catchers for like playoff runs. Because let's be honest, like that division's kind of wide open. And so they can make a playoff push easy. I think it starts with a move like that. For sure.
No, yeah. I mean, I was shocking, but it's a good prediction, bro. I mean, who knows?
Yeah.
I don't see him leaving, bro. I think Philly is in a spot that you gotta win now. Like, this is it. This is your last couple years. I mean, I don't see them selling. I mean, they just got Duran. You have Turner and Harper there. What are you gonna do? Just sell everybody? No, there's too many guys to get rid of. You gotta keep going. I don't think they're gonna be able to afford Schwarber. I think Schwarber's gonna be a big. I don't know. Schwarber and JT's. I don't think both, but I think they'll hold on to JT. That's my opinion. JT has had a great career in Philly. They love him there. He's found a home there. It seems like he found himself when he got there. I don't know. I can see a 3-year deal till he's 38 and just rise to the sunset in Philly. I think he stays.
Yeah. It's not a bold prediction. Mine was a little bit on the bolder side.
All right. Let's go with Devin Williams. Rough year.
Sensitive topic
For sure. He's 31 years old. Before this past season, he's one of the best players in the game. That went out the window this regular season. But he looked back in the postseason with the Yankees. And that's a lot of people's questions in the Bronx. Are you a Yankee if you can play in October? That's where determines that. If you can play baseball in October, you're a Yankee. And I think he showed that. What a freaking... I mean, I'm talking about... That was a very, very, very rocky season for him. And him and Yankee fans both, they hated him. And he hated them. And he hated being there. But at the end, he even said he admired being in the Yankees. He actually appreciated it. And he liked it. And the way it ended, I think it ended up working out towards the end. I think he did amazing. And I think Cashman and Steinbrenner see that value. I think the way he pitched in the postseason kind of gives them hope. The Yankees need to build that bullpen back up. I think they only have 5 bullpen arms on payroll right now because they just released Efros, Cousins, two others that I'm forgetting. But they need bullpen help. They might get him at a discounted price considering the rough year they had. Why not bring him back considering how he looked in the postseason? I think he stays in the Bronx.
Yeah.
Bold take.
Damn. Your point were it was great. Like you were ready for that one. And it was very convincing, honestly. Because you're right. The airbender showed up when it mattered. And every single time I saw him mound, talk about stadium pulse. Or honestly, heart pulse. I'm like, I know. I couldn't even watch. And you know that.
We couldn't. Yeah, it was tough.
Yeah. Weird player to discuss because of last season. So I think he signs the weird team. I think he goes to the Angels. I think it's like
I did it with Jansen last year.
Bro, they love relievers.
Yeah.
They love them. Raisel Iglesias, pay him a fucking bag. Jansen, Loop, Aaron Loop. Bro, I see that's something I see happening. I don't know how much interest the Yankees organization have towards Williams. I don't. I know my brother was very optimistic about him. Even when shit started hitting the fan. As a Yankee fan, I don't know how to feel. You know, it's a weird spot for a player like him because again, one of the most dominant arms in baseball. We can talk about it. Is there a better pitch than his changeup in the major leagues? I'm saying I don't know.
Pre-2025, no.
Right. So then now you go into this past season and then you see his struggles. What's the value for a guy like this? You know? Yeah, it's on the road. The Angels, they spent weird money on relief pitchers. Yeah.
We had 2 guys left at the urgent. We have 2 guys left.
2? I think we have.
We have Edwin and Ranger left.
Okay.
Pick it.
Yeah, you're right. Let's go with. Let's go Ranger.
Okay.
Let's go Ranger. This was another tough one. Very tough one. Damn. Because I've always loved Ranger. I loved his presence in the postseason. I loved his ability to dominate from the left side at a consistent level. And a pretty unnoticed level as well. I don't know. I this is hard for me. But I could see the St. Louis Cardinals picking him up. Look, I think the Cardinals are a team that Sonny Gray. That's it. Can name you their staff? I can't. They're a team that is needing an arm, left-hand arm. I see him going there. I don't know. He's one of those guys that's good that just gets thrown into a team that isn't competing. I see that happening. Obviously with the Cardinals. He's a ground ball pitcher, which is perfect for the Cardinals' infield defense, which is great. Yeah, I think they're desperate for steady and reliable innings. So I think Suarez, they gotta go.
Yeah, no, I mean, bro, he was tough. I just don't see the Cardinals being buyers. So that's why I just stayed away from that team. But I'm I'm gonna go, there's two teams that I'm big on this offseason that I think are gonna go heavy. That are like usually don't, and it's Giants and it's Toronto. And I think he's going to Toronto. Toronto, like I said before, dude, they were there. If they don't spend money this offseason, there's an issue because you had the World Series won. You were the best offense in baseball, in my opinion, especially in the postseason. Your staff was there. You have your Savage. You have great right-handed pitchers with Bieber, your Savage. I think they're a great team, but they're missing a lefty starter. There's a guy that can get at a good price, and he's valuable. He's not just a fill-in number 5. No, he's valuable. I don't know. They gotta make a move. They need a lefty pitcher. This seems to be a great fit. I don't see him about the Philly. Phillies has enough arms. You know, you got Nola, Wheeler, Luzardo. You got Painter coming up. Yeah, they're not gonna get him back. They need to spend the money on other places. I see him going to Toronto. I think Toronto needs this. For that,
I was gonna say, the Braves. I was gonna say Ranger to the Braves, but bro, truthfully, like, I think they're gonna want to build the lineup more this offseason. If they're gonna pay anyone, I think it's gonna be for back.
the Braves.
Yeah,
I think some pen help too. Like they have Rizzo, but
yeah. So that's why I stayed away from that. I went to the Cardinals, but I really do like your pick though.
Yeah.
Blue Jays front office, you're on the clock. You got a re-signing and Bo to do. You got Ranger to do, and you got Kyle Schwarber to do. It's an active offseason for the.
Hey, and they're gonna be active. They better be active. They're gonna try to go after Tucker or Buddy. You know that. I don't think they land him, but they're gonna go after him.
Yeah.
But whatever. Let's finish this off with Edwin Diaz.
Yeah.
Comeback year, killed it. He had a great season. If there's a team that still has a lot of money, loves to spend money, and needs bullpen help, it's the Los Angeles Dodgers. I think they're going to go and get Tucker. I think they're going to do that. And they're going to go to the bullpen. That's it. That's all they need. Their infield set, their starting pitching set, catcher, they have it all. So they just got to build the pen. Diaz had a great year. I could see them getting Diaz or Robert Suarez. And if they want to do some real Dodgers shit, they do both. But I like Diaz going to the Dodgers. Like I said, they had the money. He had a great year. They need bullpen help. And I could just see Edwin going out there. I don't know.
Yeah.
Just seems right.
I like that. He's gonna pick. Didn't they have his brother for a little bit?
No, I think so.
Hey man, I don't know.
I think so.
I'm pretty sure. But anyways, I have him to end the pod. I have him going back to the Mets. He's too iconic to let go. Like, bro, that's like DNA already into the field. Too iconic to let go. Again, good year.
Fan base wouldn't like it. If they let him go.
So, yeah, that's what I got.
Yeah, all right. It's very likely. And now, before we end, I want to go into some potential trade talks.
Okay.
All right. I want to first talk about Terry Skubal because of all the buzz going around them.
Yeah, sure.
I think he's staying. I don't see a world where Detroit lets him fly. Could be wrong. But Detroit hasn't shown any signs of selling. I know he's going to be a hefty price tag, bro, but like, we're talking about, if not 1, 2, no, he's the best pitcher in the game. If he's not 1, he's 2, but it's safe to say he's the best pitcher in the game. Tigers are competing. They were right there, one of the ALCS this year.
Yeah.
Game 7. I don't know. I don't see why they would do it. I really don't. And it would be a disservice to their fan base, to their organization. I could see him wanting to stay there. I think he stays.
I agree.
Yeah, right?
This guy just went back-to-back Cy Youngs. Like, you're going to trade him? after you the playoffs. Like, if anything, you're gonna do the opposite. I don't know. I don't get the buzz. I don't get the buzz at all. I don't get it. Yeah, I don't know. They're not in like a need of a rebuild. I mean, they have a young core already. That's good. Yeah. So like, I don't see why they would. They do. Flashman, like maybe like lock him. Yeah, instant calls, but
Another guy, well, I want to talk about this team because they didn't make, if you notice in my predictions, I had the Yankees re-signing Belly, Devin Williams. I believe that's all I said. I don't see them. I see them making 2 signings, free agent signings, because they're going to rely heavily on the trade. I think they have not only the farm system, but the current active MLB players, they have it all to trade. And they kind of want to make some roster space too as far as contract. So, bold take, a hot take. Mighty said this a while ago. I'm backing it now. I thought she was crazy for saying this. But I think the Yankees find the way to get Seager. I think I've seen the buzz, and I think it's possible they can give up Wells, Volpe, Ben Rice. Maybe you go and give up Cunningham or Lombard or one of these guys in the system. Corey Seager's a premium bat. You don't find that bat every day. That's one of the best offensive shortstops, or just shortstops flat out in the game. The Yankees need that. They need a contact bat. I don't know. I don't know if the Rangers will do it, but I know the Yankees, if they can, they should, and they might. But I think the Yankees, if it's not Corey Seager, they're going to be active in the trade market for sure. You can bank on that.
And dude, I think if there's anything that organization needs, of Corey Seager. Like, that'll be like insane. Yeah, that'll be like a whole other thing. In terms of trade talks, look, I mean, it's kind of been a buzz for a little while, but you see White Sox trading Schwarber. I was thinking that too. I mean, look, they're a team that is rebuilding. I'm sure they're gonna want 2 or 3 pretty good prospects. And he's a guy that, when he plays, he plays. So like, I don't know. I think they'd be dumb to miss out on the opportunity right now. And I agree with him. I see the Yankees being active on the trades. I had as well Cody Bellinger resigning. I could see them doing maybe some lower stuff, maybe not like Seager. I mean, that would be best case scenario. That'd be awesome. That'll be a blockbuster. But I could also see them doing some smaller ones because they have a lot of pieces right now that they can move. I was thinking like maybe Clark Schmidt with a couple prospects. Getting what else? Maybe some bullpen arms. I know they need that. I guess the accident Mets trading Beatty, or Acuna, or Vientos. They have a bunch of guys that they can gain some arms with, because I know I need that as well. Who else could I see being moved?
Well, I mean, yeah, Luis Robert, bro. Like, I mean, he's been in talks of getting traded for a while now. Ever since the White Sox turned bad, and he was the only one people have been saying he's gonna get traded. But I think now's the time. I mean, dude, they picked up his $20 million off club option. I don't know. I think I could see him going to Philly finally with Aiden Miller or Justin Crawford, one of those top 100 prospects. Tampa Bay Rays have been in one of the teams lingering, around Lewis. They need some outfield help. So, I mean, I think he gets moved before the start of the season.
Yeah, I see that for sure. Well, look, this show is called Double Play. It's called Double Play for a reason. We love baseball. We love talking about baseball. This is the first episode that we're talking about baseball. It's crazy. You're going to hear us talk about baseball a little more. Look, thank you for tuning in for our predictions. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you comment. Maybe hit us up with your predictions in the comments. Because I've heard a lot of wild shit in the past that I was like, okay, crazy, but those predictions ended up being right.
Let us know which one of us is tripping and who's spitting facts. Straight up.
Yeah. Let us know because the free agency could get pretty wacky. So again, maybe even leave your predictions. So thank you for joining this episode, and we'll see you next time.
Thank you guys.